Gonna keep this thing moving, man. Next one, this is from Elijah. Elijah sent us a video. Hold on, let me see. I don't know what this is about.
Back off.
Hopefully it's still up. I don't know. Oh, wait, this Paris. Hold tight. You talking about Passport Bros. Hold on, let me see. I feel like we didn't cover this.
High commodity nowadays, so let's just go ahead and get straight into it. This is another case of black women not minding their business. Y'all didn't care about mail order brides until black men happened to make it popular, but of course you feel entitled to being the BBC commander when something no longer benefits you, although these are the same men that you said you didn't want, didn't need, and they are broke. I'm gonna be honest, going overseas to travel frequently and live does not equate to broke. But then again, this just simply speaks to the delusion and hypocrisy of women. These men have been very clear in their message. They've said time and time again they wanted wives, someone they could build with, start their family with, someone they could create a legacy with. What y'all heard was they wanted someone that they can control. Y'all minimize being a wife simply down to being a slave, even so much as telling those other women overseas that they're uneducated and practicing sex tourism. And in turn, a lot of y'all have took your degree and traded it in for an OnlyFans profile. Nobody said anything when women were going to Dubai. We know why you were going. Nobody said anything when women were flying state to state getting flued out. We know what you were doing. Nobody said anything when Nigerian and Jamaican men needed green cards and y'all started falsifying marriage documents so you could drive your Range Rover with your red bottoms. Let's just call a spade a spade. Y'all wanted the option to go back to these men after the man that you really wanted was done dragging you through the mud.
Woo! First off, man, salute to Paris, man. Queen Troll. She be out here ruffling feathers everywhere, man. Salute to my dog. But y'all heard what she said, man. Like the outrage with the Passport Bros does not add up, because if y'all say y'all don't want these men and it's incels doing it and things of that nature, then why is there so much of an emotional reaction when this movement is building the way that it is? Y'all want to speak to that?
I think the reaction is because they're downplaying a certain race of women while doing it. That's the whole downplay to it. Mm-hmm. So if you want to downplay this race, don't expect them not to come back and say, oh, this is why you're doing it then. You know what I'm saying? You can't go, oh, I'm going overseas because the black women over here in America don't know how to do nothing. They ain't this, they ain't that. What?
Right.
Okay, well, I'm going to come back at you saying you just broke ugly ass so-and-so, you know what I'm saying? I don't, it is what it is. Now, if you just say, I'm just going overseas to find me a wife over there, cool, and then they start downplaying or talking about you, then that's different. But as the videos I've seen, it doesn't go that way.
Right.
It's more the women in America ain't shit. Specifically, a certain race of women in America ain't shit. They ain't doing this. They ain't doing that. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm going overseas to find me a real woman. Blah, and
But question, Kenny, I'm just hypothetically speaking. We ain't going to detour too much.
We pardon.
But what I'm gonna ask you is this. Let's say that you was on Instagram, right? Or Twitter. And there was this just ugly ass chick, right? Overweight, out of shape, just terrible looking, things of that nature. And then she, is tweeting about, man, I don't respect light skinned men. Ain't no real men. These men is feminine ass and this, that, and the third. And they ain't, terrible fathers and just horrible, just men in general. When you scrolling past that, would that give you an emotional reaction after you double tap that Abby and see how she looked?
in my head, yeah. I would say I would want to say something crazy to her, but it wasn't directed to me.
Right.
She didn't say my name specifically. But would I have a reaction to it? Yeah. Now, can I say how I react would be the same way another light-skinned man reacts? No. If he wants to say, well, he doesn't say her name, but has a post that says, hey, well, I don't like all fat so-and-so, blah, 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 about fat girls and out of shape and ugly women. I can't say he's wrong about that.
Okay. Yeah. No, I just asked because my notion on it is that if I find these people to be undesirable, I don't give a damn what they say. It has nothing to do with me. Like you would never have a chance with me. We would never be in the same room. We would never talk. We would never, you have zero chance of any type of an effect on my life. So what you say and what you do means nothing to me at all. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the part that's kind of confusing when it comes to that. And I think that a lot of women are lying in terms of saying these men are undesirable and things of that nature because it has so much of an emotional reaction. Even if they are saying, well, yeah, it was American black women, it's terrible, they ain't this, they ain't that. But that's why I asked you the question. If it's coming from somebody that you just deem as that undesirable, what difference does it make? It'd be different if it's somebody that I liked saying it. It's like, whoa, what the?
But I mean, it's just like we talk about red pill community. Mm-hmm. We say things about that community that they don't say towards us, but we don't like it, so we retaliate by saying certain things that affect them because it gives us we have an emotional reaction to it.
Right.
So I think how you would react to certain doesn't mean that's how everybody should react.
True.
That's just like if certain different race podcasts start saying these black podcasters don't do certain this and that and start talking down on us, we gonna have a reaction to it. Even though we don't care about them, we still gonna have a reaction to it because you speaking about my race, you speaking about me as a man. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like so.
Which I get, but you're saying that, like, even if you don't come out and publicly address it, that doesn't mean that everybody else like shouldn't feel obligated to do so, or they're wrong for feeling obligated to speak on it publicly.
Yes,
gotcha.
Because they put it on a public platform. So if you didn't want nobody to respond to it, then you would cut your comments off, cut your messages off, whatever it is. That way you just post what you want to post without having anybody bother you.
Right.
But
how do you feel about the quote unquote hypocrisy that she was speaking to?
So I definitely get where she's coming from. My take on it too is, and we just pardon. We pardon, God dog. From one aspect, if you think about some of the passport bros or whatever, those that are going overseas to find that woman, some of them are sharing their experiences that they've had with women. Mm-hmm. So if you're not, some of them are talking down on women, but some of them are just saying, hey, I've had this woman, she was, too aggressive with me. She never tried to respect me or da-da-da. I dated this woman. She only wanted me for my money. I dated this woman. She, her needs were excessive. I dated this woman. And, it's just like, so they may have had bad experiences, not necessarily saying they were downing them, just saying this is what I experienced when I date them. Right. So I feel that going somewhere else may be a little bit easier, maybe a little bit more manageable. Because honestly, we not the only ones that's doing it. When I say we, I mean black people. Black men aren't the only ones doing it. Other races were doing it way before us. We don't even have the money to go out there a lot of times. So it's been going on way, prior to us. So, I mean, what she's saying is, I feel it. It's a lot of different caveats to it. I don't respect it, which my stance has been the whole time. As a man, if you simply going because you just can't get no play out here and you have to go over there to get some type of play or respect, I think that's weak to me. And because there are plenty of, we got all these women over here in the U.S. that you can talk to. Now, different races. I mean, whatever. It don't have to be your race necessarily. You can date outside your race. But does that mean all of them are the same?
Hey, man, I don't know. I might disagree with you on that, Otis.
What's up?
I don't know. If he's saying that he's going overseas because it's much easier for him to get play, he's not downgrading the women that he left, the country that he left.
If it's simply for the sex.
If it's simply for the sex, and whether for sex or for marriage, he just says, hey, over here in America, it's harder for me to enjoy my time with women when I just want to have sex. And no, I can rather spend $300 to go to dinner in America. I can go to Thailand or Brazil and spend $10 and have a good time, go to dinner with another woman who's maybe beautiful, maybe not as beautiful, but I still get the end result that I want. Mm-hmm. I think that should be fine. He didn't say these women are terrible, ugly, stupid,
right?
Downgrading them. Mm. He just said, hey, it's easier over here.
I feel that.
And I have no problem with that. I think that's perfectly fine. But when you do it and say, hey, I'm over in Brazil because American women, they just ain't shit. They want to take this from you. They want to do that from you. And, it's just downplaying, like, talking bad about a certain race, regardless if it's white, black, Hispanic. It don't matter what it is. You have to downgrade a certain race to make another place or something seem better. And it's just because you just don't have any game. Then I have a problem with that. And I'm not saying all passport bros is like that. The ones that are like that is who I have a problem with. The ones that just doing it because, hey, it's easier on that side. Hey, do what you want to do.
I mean, what you saying for the most part is essentially what I'm saying. I'm just adding in to.
You said weak, and I don't think they're weak for that.
To me, you don't have to. That's all I'm saying. Just my.
But isn't weak like a negative connotation to that man? You making that man weak is negative, right? And I don't like the fact. I just said I don't like the fact that downplaying a certain situation because they did it something opposite than you.
Okay, so I'm saying it as
you can't say weak. That's just there's nothing positive about the word weak when explaining to somebody.
You are taking you are attempting to take the easiest route possible strictly for sex.
For your end result.
I think that's weak.
How?
Because you can pay a prostitute over here if you just want sex. Just pay the prostitute over here. Why you have to go way overseas to do that?
Because that's the route he took.
I mean,
how is that
that's
weak?
Fine.
How is I don't think you can I don't think you can make someone's path the route they take weak because you just wouldn't do it. You just say, hey, I just wouldn't do that. Just say, hey, I just wouldn't do that. That'd be more respectful because if he come back and say, hey, well, I think you just a simp because you staying over here and paying all this money for these women to go on dates or doing this, then you're going to take offense to that, right?
I think it's weak.
You just can't.
I mean, but
I feel what you're saying, though, 1,000% though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I think that what's weak about it is the categorization. You know, it's kind of similar to how women do in terms of black men. Black men don't take care of their kids. Black men trifling. They all gonna cheat on you. They all gonna finesse you. They trying to sleep on your couch. They trying to drive your car. Like there's a notion about black men in terms of us not being great leaders. In terms of it's just a lot of different things. And then they tie all black men into that category. And I feel like that's what a lot of those guys do. Now again, what Kenny's saying in terms of the guys that just, hey man, it just ain't working for me, big dog. I've been here 10, 12 years. I took one trip over there and found a woman that love me to death. You see what I'm saying? So now this is where I'm going now. I don't really see too much of a issue with that. Would I do it? No, but it's not my plight. We don't have the same plight. But my issue is with the categorization. All American women are this. All American black women do this. That's just not true. It's 150 million women in this country, and you, my good sir, have not dated not even close to majority of these women. You've dated the women that are in your local neighborhood and things of that nature, but it's just ironic that you would rather leave a country before you even leave the city and go try to get something else or go try to talk to something else. So that's the delusion for me in that aspect. And then the insulting of my intelligence. In terms of saying, I'm out here I'm looking for a wife, looking to marry, looking for this, looking for that. Most of these dudes that claim to be passport bros are not married. Let's establish that. Even the older ones that have been doing, I've been doing it for 20 years. I ain't part of the new fad. Yeah, and you still not married either. So don't insult my intelligence with the intentions of why you're going over there. You're going over there to get the ass. Let's accept that. Let's lean into that. Let's speak in full disclosure.
That's my only thing. Don't be lazy with it.
Yeah, so that's the part that's weak to me. Now, if you just saying, hey, look, I'm going over there, big dog. It's easy to smash, baby. I'm going over there to do my thing. I can't do nothing but respect that. Salute to you for that. But don't insult my intelligence for one, and don't categorize all women the same for two.
Right.
That's my only thing. Because there's so many different women and so many different types of women out here that's just not true. Even in the space, in the red pill space, that's why I get on them about. So I was doing the same thing. Oh, all these women masculine, all these women this, all these women that. I ain't got no options. That is not true. The women that you want, the women that you aspire and wish that they would accept you may be like that. But those women don't want you. So now because they don't want you, you're gonna, I guess, gonna crusade against all women based on the women that don't want you. There's plenty of different types of women. If you a nerd and you grew up watching anime or whatever, they got anime conventions with millions of women that go to anime conventions every single year. There are different types, but y'all get on these platforms and complain about the city girls. You get on these platforms and complain about the Cardi B's and the Young Miamis and the things of that nature. If y'all don't want these women that much, why do y'all spend so much time complaining about them? I have the same issue with them because, again, people not being honest with themselves. So that's my only take. But in terms of, going to get the results that you want, man, do you, bro. However, again, our plight is not the same. Fact is that us sitting in this room, we just going to be bluntly honest, It's not that hard for us to.
It's very hard for me.
Get women. That's just maybe Kenny, but aside from him, it's not that hard for us to get interest in women. So we can never understand that plight to an extent that they going through. Now that they may have tried 5-6 different women, but again, rejection cuts you every single time you get it.
I feel it,
but it's like, again, for us to just judge them, and again, that they not doing none of the bad stuff that we talked about. I feel like it's wrong, and it took me a minute to understand it because I used to feel like did.
Yeah, me too.
Goofies, man. What the hell y'all on? But then when I hear the explanation, I'm just like, damn, okay, I get it. And the reason I can't say, okay, you right, is because my plight is different, and I gotta acknowledge the difference in the plight. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, mine is really more just really with the sex. That's what I'm kind of honing in on because if you love to travel, you love to experience life and all that stuff, cool. I'm with it. Do your thing. But I'm just saying, simply, it's just like you just acting like this, woe is me. And I heard about, I heard through the grapevine that over here is where it's at.
Right.
All you got to spend is X amount of dollars and it can go further. Or all you got to spend is X amount of dollars and I can, get 2-3 of them, or whatever. To me, that's what I don't agree with. Because if it's strictly physical, you can do that here. If it's strictly physical. But it's going to be various reasons why people traveling and want to date and all that stuff, and I get it. But it's big people, it's overweight people, it's short people, it's all type of people that have somebody. So that's what I'm saying is all different types of people that have somebody that they're either dating or married to. All shapes and sizes and colors. So to say, for me, to say that you got to go over there because there's nothing here and you're going strictly for physical, that's what I just don't agree with. You can still do your thing.
You can disagree with it. I just don't feel you have to say that they're weak.
I think it's weak. You can get a prostitute.
Oh, okay.
You can get a prostitute.
But even on that point,
maybe you want something foreign.
No, but look though, even on that point, in terms of you can get the prostitute here, this, that, and the third. Prostitution here, maybe what? I don't know the prices, but let's just throw a number out there: $100 to get what it is that you want to get. It's probably cheap over there. Well, not probably. What? It is cheap over there. So again, you would look at it as
ticket to get out there.
All right, but you would look at it as not if you moving like they claim to be doing. This is gonna be my new location. So now I'm in a situation. It's just like a house, right? I can have a neighborhood that I want to move in, but shit, the house is $800,000 over here. But if I go to the suburb or another city or whatever, I get the same house for $200. Can you blame that man for wanting to move there and go stay in a house that's $200 in comparison to paying the $800?
He's weak because he went to go there.
It's the same. It's just like saying, stay there and make more money. It's just, again, you're going to go to the situation that's most convenient for you.
I get that. House and poontang, two different things.
Well, a prostitute, most prostitutes don't look good. If I go to Brazil and get a bad one, or someone with 7 and above, that hopefully is clean. You can, I hope there's testing out there, or whatever it is. You get a bad one on my shoulder for cheaper. Come on now.
But here's the thing too. Like most affordable prostitutes, that's kind of crazy. Disclaimer: we
you can't even call them prostitutes. If you got to talk about if you're talking about good looking
sex workers.
You want a good looking woman to have sex with. Escorts are extremely high.
That's what I was gonna say. Now, low level on the street, you might get something for the low. But
you gonna get something for real.
In terms of
goddamn gonorrhea.
You get two things. But what I'm saying is this, right? For the women that those men want. Because it's another thing that we got to be honest about as well. And it's another thing that kind of angers me about the red pill. The same way that they accuse women only want the top 10% of men, men want the top 10% of women in terms of looks as well. Don't matter where he is in his financial plight. Don't matter how he look. Don't matter what his lifestyle is. He still feels like I should be able to walk outside and pull me a damn Angela Simmons or whoever they feel like is the most attractive person at the time. Right? So in that situation, most men, in the old analogy, they don't want the low-level prostitute. I want the
cream of the crop.
Cream of the crop, and that costs some bread. But I can go across seas and get a woman who look just as good or better than her for the low-level prostitution price.
That's understandable.
That's all. You know what I mean? So again, people gonna do what's most convenient for them. I used to feel that way in terms of how old feel, but the older I get and the more I hear about it, it's like, all right, I see. But again, we're not advising prostitution. Disclaimer.
For real, not doing like them old men say. I hear you.
but he's still weak.
I hear you. I hear you. No, but to Paris' point too, I think another thing too is just, I don't know. So, if as a woman, if you don't even like that person in the first place, I don't see why that would bother you. But
I agree with that.
Going back to kind of what y'all was saying too, like everybody gonna react differently. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, if you know you wouldn't even entertain this person, like why do you spend so much energy trying to, come back on them or tear them down or pull this, pull that, you know what I'm saying, or blast them?
I got a perfect answer for you. Stop right there.
What's up?
I gotta apologize to Kenny for my take earlier on this specific thing. But I said, if the motherfucker is undesirable, then why do you even care? And I equate it to this. We have a podcast in which we upload clips and things of that nature, right? And in most of these comments, we get a lot of love, right? People showing us love. But fact is, on a lot of these posts, we get people who disagree with us saying, or disagree with what we say, or say something that we don't like. And y'all be in the comments arguing back and forth with these people a lot of times. And these people would be equitable to the people that we saying are undesirable, people we saying that we shouldn't give a damn about what they say, but y'all still be in them comments, 10 comments deep, arguing back and forth on theory and things of that nature. Why do you care in that aspect? If you that far up, you don't give a damn what this person say. You don't even know this person. The person look undesirable, hating, all type of shit. But in your head, you like, it ain't got to do with it. It's the principle. Under my comments saying this, saying that, and you still arguing back and forth with them. So the same thing could be said about the other way around. They may find these men undesirable, but it's the principle of you downplaying me, and I feel obligated to speak out the same way y'all go back and forth with them people in the comments. Now, I don't handle it that way.
Me either.
Y'all do. So are we to judge y'all for doing that?
I picked the fifth.
That's all I'm saying.
No, hell yeah, it's still.
That's all I'm saying.
I feel you, but it's different.
It ain't.
It's similar. We parallel, but it ain't the same. Only because from what this is you, like, some of these people are uprooting their lives to go across seas. This is just, I'm just answering a comment to somebody that clearly didn't even, they heard the first 3 words and then they just want to go and no.
But
we can't speak to specifics.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Specifics.
Specifics.
We can.
I say
specifics. But what we're saying is this, right? Is that, like, damn, because you actually agreed with us on the point of, okay, if the man is, solid, or well, you didn't agree all the way, but you agreed somewhat. If the man is not disparaging the women and he's just going over there and just doing his thing in terms of getting married, and I'm trying to just go find what's best for me. You agree and said, okay, that's cool.
Or even if you just outright say, yo, I'm going over here to get some cheeks.
Right.
But you still
so
said
you
that was
agree
weak.
with that. But
I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Because you was honest.
Right.
I still think it's weak, but you was honest.
Right. So the main vitriol comes from the disparaging comments that they say about the women on the way over there.
Yes.
That's the issue.
Yes.
But in my podcast analogy, it's the same way. These people be under there say, are they even married? Or why he got the nerve to talk like that? And again, these are women that you would never even acknowledge in public, or men that you would never even be in the same room with. You shouldn't even be looking me in the eyes. You're not worthy of a conversation with me. Yet y'all giving it to them. You know what I'm saying? So again, and it's strictly because
I'd be bored.
Whatever your reason,
I like to entertain sometimes.
Rationalize it however you may. But the fact is, you shouldn't be doing it if these people are as irrelevant as you say they are.
They need to listen.
That's all I'm saying.
I feel
so, I mean, and again, I had the thought right when we first started the conversation, but the more I thought about it, I was like, damn. Because that's true. Even on Twitter, like, in certain situations back in the day to where, man, I shouldn't be going back and forth with this person. But they said it, let me make an example. It's just strictly an ego or whatever, just me responding, you know what I'm saying? But I should have never entertained it. Even in this YouTube space, it was a situation that I ain't going to speak to, that I should have gave no light, but I did. And, gave them fodder and content to use for weeks and shit like that. So, yeah, that's all I'm saying.